Moving on from Go Fast Racing League last night, we are back here in Michigan again for the Catalyst Mint Series, brought to you by Major League eSports. Sam Cooper Bennett up in the booth with you here tonight. We are live from Michigan International Speedway, as I already mentioned, the 2 Mile Oval in the Midwest. And this time is the turn of the K&N cars here tonight. On my own tonight, Scott Brinton taking the night off. Tony Trapasso still recovering from his knee surgery, so it's just me up here tonight. But I always have fun with these guys, so it's always good to be here regardless. Just want to give a shout out to Streamer Elite. Hope you're enjoying the show so far. You were here quite early, even though it was just the going live soon segment. But anyway, tonight's broadcast is being brought to you by the following sponsors. We're going to show us constant support for pulmonary hypertension awareness. PH Aware is the sponsor's name. Pulmonary hypertension, one of the most difficult to diagnose diseases in the medical profession. If you want more information, if you want to throw out a donation, then go to phaware.global. Also want to give a shout out to PZ Overlays, Mr. Paul Zota, creating the best overlays on the service. If you want an overlay like the one you see on tonight's broadcast, then go to Paul Zota. That's PZ Overlays. You'll find them on Facebook. About 40 seconds left before qualifying begins, and we go to our usual show. So let's go on with it, shall we? As before we go to qualify, I'm just going to bring up the points there, as it's getting very interesting in the points as it stands. Spencer Preet still sitting at the top of the standings, just 2 points ahead of Mark Arthur, so the 2 points in it between those two. Mark Arthur in second, Doug Thompson third, Kyle Gilbert in fourth. Elliott Smith sits in fifth. Sixth is Travis Brown. Seventh is Tex Perry. Eighth is James Bunt. Ninth is Ryan Huser. Rounding out the top 10, Marcus McFadden. Marcus McFadden returning to the series tonight. Michael Cozy Jr. just outside the top 10 there. He got the win last week at Pocono, so not sure if he's going to be here tonight for tonight's race. Let's find out and see. As qualifying just getting underway right now, and Michael Cozy Jr. is not here tonight, so interesting developments here at Michigan, as there is the main view on track. Let's go to the guy that we're focusing on right now. That's Mr. Rodney German. Rodney German had a very interesting encounter last week when he was taking part in the Pocono race. Got a decent result out of it, but also had his fair share of troubles in the race. Just want to go to one of the people not really seen here tonight in the 06. That's Verlis Falcons. In the 06 K&M machine. Usual front runner there is Kyle Gilbert. He is there in the 227 runner, rocking a new paint scheme tonight. I've seen in the hot lap sessions everybody flirting with that yellow line, with that new blend line. So going to be interested to see how they handle that tonight. As yeah, definitely going to be a good one tonight. I'm really looking forward to this race. 100 laps here at Michigan. I'm noticing Spencer Preet's not here either tonight, so it's going to throw it wide open again as Rodney German puts in the first time. That's a 39.994 here at Michigan. So he throws down the benchmark. Who can throw in the next time? Marcus McFadden. Not out on track yet. He was out on track for a second. There's Cody Walling, Carl Gilbert's teammate in the 00 Rebellion Racing Machine. Joshua Bonkowski. He's making his debut here tonight in the 93 Logitech machine. Running a standard pen scheme here tonight. Doug Thompson, just say that goes to the top of the scoring board with a 38.486. Over a second faster than Rodney German as he pulls it over to one side. Ryan Hughes, a regular front runner in this series, but not able to get the results he wants. He is out there doing his qualifying as the back end steps out there. Not able to get full control of that car as he comes out of turn 2. See him there going into turn 3. Let's see if he can control it in the final 2 corners. And he does kind of. Back end still trying to get away from him as he crosses the line. Good enough for 5th place, and that is just because of that mistake he made in turn 2. Corey Henry there in a nice 3rd place there. The rookie really throwing down the gauntlet here to the other rookies. Carlton Hendry sitting right there in 4th place. I take that back. Cody Walling just slotted into 3rd place there as he's looking to continue his good run, even though last week he had a bit of a bad run near the end. Let's go back to Josh Bonkowski. Let's see him there out on track right now. As he hits the wall, not going to do him any favours there. As Bonkowski's going to have to abandon that lap there in qualifying. So a bit of heartbreak there for the 93. As we do have some people still out on track. Not a lot of people taking time though. Ryan Hughes is just slowing down now by the looks of things, and he is. After getting up to 4th place in the end, he was in 5th at one point, managed to gain another position over Cody Walling. He is in the top 4 now, so good time for him. So the top 10 as it stands right now, Mark Arthur sitting on the pole now. Doug Thompson 2nd, Kyle Gilbert 3rd, Ryan Hughes 4th, Cody Walling 5th, Corey Henry 6th, 7th is Carlton Hendry, 8th is Verlis Falcons, 9th is Josh Bonkowski, and rounding out the top 10 is Rodney German. Troy Patterson just sitting outside the top. He's the last guy to take a time, actually. Last driver to take a time. He is in 11th place. Still waiting for times from Mike Tipton, Marshall Newton, James Bunt, Tex Perry, Marcus McFadden. He has been out on track but didn't set a time. Hunter King hasn't set a time yet, neither has Tyler Vickery or Daniel Illich. So, still waiting for a few more people to come. That's 18 people. So, we're going to have 19 drivers taking the green tonight. Same amount of drivers as we got last night in Go Fast. So, probably the correct amount. We could have a nice green flag run here tonight, providing people can keep it together and not race aggressively, as we saw in other leagues this week during their racing. But always a fun time. As I just unmute TeamSpeak, I do apologise. But definitely a good time here in Major League eSports at Michigan. The first time visiting Michigan this season in the K&N cars. So while we're waiting for more times to come up, we're just going to ask everybody to rise from their seats and put your hands on your hearts as we go to tonight's national anthem. You join us here at Michigan for 100 laps around the Super Speedway in the Midwest. Major League eSports Catalyst Mints Series. Just under a minute left in qualifying times. Let's go through our running order at the moment. Tyler Vickery is out on track right now, but not really lighting up the timing boards as he slots in 12th place. I don't think he's set that many laps. I think he's set all of his laps now in that time. So not really. Well, he's the last car to put a time down. That's one thing at least. As Marcus McFadden really lighting up the timing and scoring with 7-minute 14.917. Hunter King did actually go out on track as well, abandoning his qualifying run. So looks like qualifying is going to come to an end now, as we are going to go to the race any second now, as Tim Pruitt just made his way into the session. So that's put the driver count up to 20 drivers now. So 20 drivers here at Michigan, as we are going to go to the race now. And we are going to go to our grid for tonight's race. And starting up on the pole is Mark Arthur with an unofficial lap record of 38.409. He'll be joined on that front row by Doug Thompson. Row 2 will be Kyle Gilbert and Ryan Huser. Row 3 will be Cody Walling and Corey Henry. Row 4 will be Carlton Hendry and Verlis Felkins, and row 5 will be Joshua Bunkowski and Rodney German. Row 6 will be Troy Patterson and Tyler Vickery. Vickery, the last person to take a lap time. Row 7 will be Hunter King and Mike Tipton. Row 8 will be Tex Perry and Tim Pruitt. And row 9 will be Marshall Newton and James Bunce, with Marcus McFadden and Daniel Illich rounding out the field of 20 drivers here. Well, 21 drivers by the looks of things, as someone else made a late entry into the race, maybe. But anyway, we have 21 drivers with Daniel Illich starting shotgun on the field. So gonna be a good race here tonight. I've got high hopes for these guys at this track, especially given the excitement we've seen already in this series so far this season. Field lined up on the grid now, as it looks like everybody is taken to the grid now. Mike Tipton and Tim Pruitt not on the grid just as yet. We're still waiting for people to get going here at Michigan and get this thing underway, as it looks like they're all going now. Doug Thompson getting off the line very quickly compared to Mark Arthur, the pole sitter. As there is Arthur in the 12, just hoping for a better run here tonight. Unfortunately had a terrible run last week at Pocono. Hoping to redeem himself here tonight at Michigan. Making their way down the backstretch as we are making great gains here towards starting this race now, as they approach turn 3. Hello, Andrew Fraser, as the guys are in the turns 3 and 4 complex. Let's see what can happen here as they come out of turn 4 now, waiting for that pace car to make the hard left turn here at Michigan. There they are, just coming out of turn 4 right now. Off goes the pace car, waiting for him to get him going. Mark Arthur has got the field in his control. Away we go, 100 laps here at Michigan are underway. Everybody getting those tyres burnt up on the restart, but everybody away safely enough as Mark Arthur leads them all into turns 1 and 2 as we are underway. Everybody getting underway very safely as Pruitt and Spencer Preet, late entry into the race, makes his way out on track. So Spencer Preet starting from pit road a bit late from his birthday as the caution is out already. Verlis Falcons, Tyler Vickery, James Bunt is in that as well. Tim Pruitt and Preet just coming out of pit road as I've already mentioned. But let's go back and find out what happened there. Coming out of turn 4, Falcons and, oh my goodness me, Falcons and Vickery getting into it. James Bunt gets collected by Vickery. Let's go and look at it from Tyler Vickery's point of view, because I'm guessing he was a victim in all of that. Making his way on the outside in turns 1 and 2. Yeah, Falcons just came up the road and completely drove Vickery into the outside wall. And Vickery taking James Bunce with him. I did see a yellow car in that as well. I'm thinking, no, that wasn't Illich. It was Troy Patterson that was avoiding all that. So caution number 1 is out already. As they're all behind the pace car, are they going to bring it down pit side already? Because this is a tyre burner. As no, fake pitting already in effect as Doug Thompson takes it down pits road. He gets caught out by Mark Arthur doing the little fake pit there. As it looks like Lockhart and Hendry. Rodney German is there. Cody Walling. Corey Henry going down pit road as well. Troy Patterson staying out. Joshua Bankowski staying out. Hunter King staying out. Oh, Hunter King is actually in pit road. A lot of people in pit road actually. So 1st through 7th are all staying out, whereas the guys behind them, including Josh Bankowski, who just did a drive-through, he didn't actually get into his pit box, going pit side. Mike Tipton not taking the green here tonight, so not sure what happened to him. Spencer Preet putting his car behind the wall already. Interesting strategy there for the 27. So looking at Mark Arthur there, the leader. While we're under caution, just going to take a quick break and use a new feature that we've been using lately. That we're going to start using today. This is Bofa side by side. As we are back here at Michigan, they are 2x2 once again. Mark Arthur is your leader. Kyle Gilbert is in 2nd place. Ryan Hughes a 3rd. Cody Walling 4th. So a lot of shaping up there. The biggest person to make it down pit road in that first instance was actually Mr. Doug Thompson. Taking it down pit road in that early running. So he's going to be on the fresher tyres. Watch for him to come through. Making their way towards turn 3 now. Let's see if they can get a nice green flag run going this time round, as looks like Tyler Vickery's had to take his fast repair already as well, I'm guessing, as Verlis Falcons. He is back out on track, and there you can see everybody coming out of turn 4 waiting for the pace car to make that hard left turn again. There he goes. Field is in control of Mark Henry again as away we go. Lap 5 and we're under green once again. Great start there by Mark Arthur, but behind him, look at Gilbert being helped already by Cody Walling, as they're both maybe trying to looking to get around Ryan Huser. Gilbert's going to cut the nose off of Huser as they come out of turn 2 and onto the backstretch. So everybody getting a clean getaway this time round. Let's go to the pack behind, as there is Doug Thompson moving to the inside of Rodney German. Rodney German is on older tyres compared to Doug Thompson, so no surprise that he's got past him so quickly. Doug Thompson is on rails around this track tonight, so watch for him to make his way forward very quickly. Back to Corey Henry there. He's running in number 7 in the Taco Bell 126. I think it's Taco Bell. I didn't get a close enough look on the car. Meanwhile, back at the front, Kyle Gilbert has actually caught up to the back of Mark Henry. Mark Arthur. My God, my names. I need a dictionary. Or a thesaurus, one of the two. But anyway, they come for the tri-oval. Kyle Gilbert almost caught up to the back of Mark Arthur now, as that is your battle for the lead. Meanwhile, right behind him, Ryan Hughes is still holding on to 3rd place ahead of Cody Walling and Doug Thompson now, who's putting a move on Walling, almost getting into it there, coming out of turn 2. Doug Thompson has to back out of it, and he has to stay in 5th place for now, but let me assure you that he will be back once he regroups and making another attack on the 13. Tex Perry back there in 6th place, just ahead of Hunter King and Corey Henry. Tyler Vickery back there in 9th place. He's all on his own right now, so everybody getting spread out already. Daniel Illich there, just running ahead of Rodney German, has lost a few spots now. Rodney German's starting to struggle, as now he has got Carlton Hendry all over the back of his number 96 machine. No, not a 96 machine, 69 machine. Got my numbers the wrong way round. As there goes Marshall Newton to the inside. So already Rodney German back down to 13th spot. Troy Patterson will be the next to catch him, if he can catch him. That's the question, as he's about 1.7 seconds behind the 69 machine. So everybody getting spread out already in this race, and it's always a good sign when people do that. The only big battle we're seeing right now is between Carlton Hendry and Marshall Newton, as something going on with Corey Henry there. He's got damage on his car, so I'm guessing he must have hit the wall at some point. Let's go back and find out what happened to him, as he was running in a pack with Tex Perry and Hunter King. He did get around Hunter King, as no, Tex Perry got in the wall. Tex Perry hits absolutely annihilating the wall and scrubbing off a lot of speed, but Corey Henry did get into the back of him. That's where that damage came from. But Tex Perry already in trouble here tonight, as he's trying to fend off Tyler Vickery. Tyler Vickery's going to try and dive it to the inside as they go into turn 3. Tex Perry is back up to speed again, so he's not going to give it to him that easily. As they come towards the tri-oval now, can Vickery get some speed off the back of Henry? Answer is no, as we go back to the front of the pack now. Kyle Gilbert has caught up to the back of Mark Arthur. This is the battle for the lead now. Going on towards turn 3. Can he get the move on the inside done? No, he's not. He's going to back out of it. And I believe the stages here tonight are 25, 25 and 50. Don't count me on that, as I'm not good at adding up the stages, if I'm completely honest. So first stage should end on lap 25, second stage should end on lap 50, and then after that it's a 50 lap dash to the end of the race. But as it stands right now, Mark Arthur leading the way as we are now on lap 12 of 100 with Kyle Gilbert right behind him. Ryan Huser is in third, a couple of car lengths ahead of Cody Walling, who's sitting there in fourth. Doug Thompson has backed right off now and he's under attack by Hunter King already. Hunter King going to move to the inside of the 13 machine. He's got the bottom line, and as we already found out last night in the Xfinity cars, that bottom line is very difficult to overtake on, and the high line is usually the preferred line around here. And Doug Thompson managing to hold on to 5th place as it stands right now, although Doug Thompson getting a bit slidey coming through turn 2, and that has promoted Hunter King to the outside line now. Hunter King's going to do the power move. Hunter King is going to move up to the top 5 spot now. Or is he? Because there goes... Wow, Doug Thompson dive bombing it in. Here comes Corey Henry to the middle. We're going to go 3 wide as they come towards the line now. Who's going to take the initiative here as they cross the line? Hunter King is going to hold on to 5th place. Tyler Vickery's going to try and get in on the fun as well. And this is the battle for 5th spot right now. Hunter King just holding on to that 5th spot as it all shapes up as Doug Thompson's going to fall back into the number 8 spot. That's going to help Daniel Illich close in as well. He's sitting there in the 9th spot. Tex Perry is there in that 10th spot, but with the damage on his car, he can do nothing about the guys in front of him. So our retirements so far tonight are Spencer Preet and James Bunce. James Bunce putting his car behind the wall very early. Spencer Preet, I'm guessing, possibly a starting park for the 27. As we're still watching Tex Perry there circulating around the track. Mark Arthur, meanwhile, is being... Well, Mark Arthur and Kyle Gilbert are actually being caught by Cody Walling, who's now in 3rd place after passing Ryan Huser, who's in 4th. To the inside goes Ryan Huser now, trying to get that position back off Walling, but Walling is going to resist him as he sticks to the high side and cuts his nose off. That is going to help him hold on to P3. So back to one of the newbies in the field. That is Joshua Bonkowski, sitting a creditable 13th place right now. Not doing too badly, just running his own race. I think he's just got around Rodney German to put him down to 14th now. So Bonkowski having a decent race here tonight, not really getting into much trouble. Another one of the newbies, Verlis Falcon, we've not really seen him all season. He is currently 1 lap down after taking it pit side, so I'm guessing to pit farm that car. As he gets into the wall again coming out of turn 2. So Falcon's really not having a good time as here come the leaders out of turn 2. He's going to be put another lap down if he's not careful. Troy Patterson, one of the rookies, he is having a nice little battle with Marcus McFadden right now. McFadden missing a couple of weeks out for personal reasons, but he is back now in that number 63 machine. Very striking paint scheme on the car, I must say, and I do like it. It's not got anything wrong with it. I actually do like it. Meanwhile, back at the front there is Mark Arthur, who's actually starting to stretch his legs over Kyle Gilbert. Gilbert, I'm thinking, must have burnt the goodie off those tyres because he's not that close to him anymore. The gap is 0.4 of a second between the 227 and the 12. Although Gilbert is trying to close that gap very quickly as he's already got it down to 0.4 of a second between him and Arthur. Across the line to begin lap 19. They're coming up to Falcons now. Is Falcons going to stay out of the way and let them by? That's the question. Falcon stays up high and lets the leaders go by as there goes Arthur. He's coming down. He's going to hit Arthur. Almost hits Arthur. Gets out of the way just at the last second. Wow. That almost ended in disaster as the 0-6 really did nearly get into the back of the 12 and almost put pay to Mark Arthur's race early on. Falcons now lets Cody Walling through. Cody Walling now actually managing to get away from Ryan Huser. Ryan Huser backing off a bit now as we are on lap 20 of 100. Stage 1 is almost in the books. A battle between Hunter King and Corey Henry. That battle still raging on as that is Doug Thompson coming out of pit road. They're going to be 3 wide for a second as there goes Corey Henry to the inside of Hunter King. Hunter King, I'm assuming, has damage. He must have hit the wall coming out of turn 2 as here comes Tyler Vickery as well. Question is he going to do something about Doug Thompson? Doug Thompson is going to be faster because he's going to be on fresher tyres. Three wide again as they go into turn 1. Corey Henry going to have to give it up because there goes Hunter King. Got more speed on that outside. Corey Henry's got no speed on that bottom side. That's going to burn his tyres up even more. He's got to back off and let Doug Thompson through. As here comes Tyler Vickery as well to the outside of the 126. Still side by side as they go through turns 1 and 2. Power slide city up the hill there for Corey Henry as he fends off the 24. Very good moves there by the young man in the 126. As it looks like Vickery's going to get the run going into turn 3 this time. Vickery does get the position but does not get the clear for now as it looks like Henry's going to get a better run on the high side. Coming out of turn 4 now. As we've got some takers down pit road. Not sure who that is. That is Mark Arthur. Mark Arthur, the first one to blink and bringing it down pit road. As there he is coming towards his pit box. Is he going to hit it okay? Yes, he is. As that is Carlton Hendry just making his way out of pit road. That car's seen better days. I wonder what happened to that. I dread to think. Meanwhile, that's going to hand the lead over to Ryan Huser. Ryan Huser actually getting around Carl Gilbert and Cody Walling. And now you can see why as they both bring it pit side. Responding to Mark Arthur taking it pit side. So that leaves Ryan Huser now in the lead. Corey Henry in second. Tyler Vickery up to third now. Still fighting with Corey Henry to try and get that position away from him. Tex Perry is promoted up to fourth. Carl Gilbert still in fifth there in the number 227. As everybody, it looks like everybody's pitted with him, so gonna hold on to that position for now. Let's keep an eye on Mark Arthur as he comes across the tri-oval, through the tri-oval and across the line now. Question is Carl Gilbert going to be up to speed when they come around turn 2? Let's find out. Carl Gilbert trying to stay below that yellow line. He's going to scrub off a lot of speed as he's crossed the line. I think he might have crossed the line there. Coming out of pit road, so he might get a penalty. We'll keep an eye on that. But here comes Mark Arthur to the outside. Kyle Gilbert is going to be a leader for now, but I'm pretty sure he got a wheel on that yellow line. As his tyre's not up to temperature yet. Could not do anything about Mark Arthur. As Mark Arthur just breezes by, I will say. ahead of Gilbert. He's got past Huser as well. There goes Troy Patterson into pit road now. As it looks like Corey Henry's decided to bring it down. Tyler Vickery's staying out. So Tyler Vickery on 23 lap older tyres compared to the 2 lap older tyres of Mark Arthur. So maybe we're going a bit longer than 25 laps on this stage. Maybe 30 laps, I don't know. As it looks like Tyler Vickery's going to bring it in very early. I will add, he's slowed down very, very early. That's going to move Mark Arthur up, or is it? Because Mark Arthur's still on the backstretch now as Vickery is going towards his stall now. Yeah, Arthur's going to get him easily as he comes out of turn 4. Down towards the start finish line as Mark Arthur moves back to the point again. Vickery's still in his pit box, I think. And he is, there he goes. Well, it looks like Falcon's been beat him out of pit road, but Falcon's pit farming that car to get some damage repaired. As there goes Mark Arthur in the lead. Not really any battles to speak of as everybody is really spread out right now. Carlton Hendry is 0.8 of a second ahead of Joshua Bankowski. There is the man in the 93 machine. Meanwhile, James Bunce is back out on track. He is there in the P19 position. In the 19th position, albeit 21 laps down. Making moves on people. So he's got the speed back in his car. Go back to Carlton Hendry is still just over 0.4 of a second ahead of Bankowski. Bankowski has got more speed in that car. That is owing to the fact that Carlton Hendry has got a lot more damage on that 21 machine compared to Bankowski's machine. There's Tyler Vickery there running in 8th place after making his pit stop. Didn't lose too much time on that. Keep an eye on Mark Arthur now, as it looks like we're gonna. I'm not sure if we're doing stages here tonight. I haven't spoken to Tex. I don't know what is going on, so I'm gonna keep an eye on Mark Arthur for the second, as he for this lap anyway, to see if this is the end of the stage. As I can't think of any other time a stage would end if there is stages in this. So coming out of turn 4, Mark Arthur's going to be right behind Rodney German as they go across the road, across the line. Ah, still no caution, so maybe we are... No, there it is. So that is the end of stage 1. Very entertaining first stage, I will say. Mark Arthur is going to come home with the stage victory. Let's go through our stage results here tonight. Mark Arthur first, Carl Vincent Gilbert second, Cody Walling third, Ryan Huser fourth, Corey Henry, great 5th place for him. 6th place, Doug Thompson, 7th, Tyler Vickery, 8th, Hunter King, 9th, Tex Perry, and rounding out the top 10 in the stage is Marshall Newton, collecting that final point in stage 1. So that's stage 1 in the books. A very, very good first stage. We've had that one caution on lap 1 of the stage, and everybody else just racing clean from that point on. So very, very good stage. Very, very good stage. I will say. As well, these guys are going to take it pit side for some more Sunoco fuel and for Mr. Feelgoods. We're going to go side by side one more time as iRacing are bringing new toys out. And we are back here live from Michigan International Speedway. Stage 1 is in the books. Everybody's been down pit road so far here tonight during that caution while we were taking a short break. Going to go for the positions as they are right now. Mark Arthur in the lead right now with Cody Walling second, Ryan Hughes third, Doug Thompson fourth. Carl Gilbert dropping to fifth there, especially long pit stop for him. Tyler Vickery in sixth there, seventh, and up to seventh actually. Josh Bonkowski. 8th is Rodney German. 9th is Corey Henry. He lost a few spots as well. Tex Perry losing a few spots as well. Marshall Newton losing spots too. Marcus McFadden in 12th. Carton Henry in 13th. 14th and losing the most spots here tonight was Hunter King getting repair. He was in pit road for 1 minute and 24 seconds. I can only assume he took a little bathroom break there. Troy Patterson there in 15th. Daniel Illich in 16th. And 2 laps down is Daniel Illich. Not sure what happened to him. As Verlis Falcons is there in the 17th spot. Tim Pruitt put his car behind the wall. James Bunt's still out on track, albeit 21 laps down. But using this race now as a glorified test session, as we're going to get him going 2x2 in just a second as they're making their way through turn 3 and 4. As there is Mark Arthur behind Troy Patterson there, just looking to get his wave around. Lights do go off on the pace car, so Troy Patterson will get his wave around right now. And that the number 34 machine. Number 31 machine, sorry. I do apologise. Mark Arthur and Cody Walling going to be on the front row there in first and second. Second row is going to be Ryan Hughes and Doug Thompson moving back up to the field. Carl Gilbert and Tyler Vickery going to be row 3. Row 4 is going to be Joshua Bonkowski and Tex Perry. And row 5 is going to be Carlton Henry and Rodney German. So that's your top 10 right there, as everybody's getting into position for the restart. Making their way towards turn 3 now. 2 by 2. Well, most of them are anyway. Only 2 retirements so far tonight. Spencer Preet doing a start and park, and Tim Pruitt just putting his car behind the wall, unknown why. But it's behind the wall regardless. We're just waiting for the pace car to peel off again, as we're going to get stage 2 underway here at Michigan. Everybody closing up as the pace car's off, almost getting into each other on the restart there, as Mark Arthur leads them off, and stage 2 is underway. Cody Walling getting off to a decent start behind him, but here comes Doug Thompson on the outside of Ryan Hughes. Doug Thompson's going to try and move up to 3rd place now. Into turn 1 they go. Ryan Hughes looks like he's going to try and resist the moves on the 13, and he's going to put a move on the inside of Cody Walling. Has to back out of it, as everybody getting a bit squirrely coming out of turn 2. Meanwhile, Mark Arthur just streaking away at the front there. Is he going to be caught by Ryan Hughes? That's the question. Ryan Hughes is closing in on him very quickly as they go through the 3-4 complex. And everybody away very cleanly here tonight. Everybody racing very nicely as they complete another lap. We're on lap 37 now of 100. Arthur, Hughes, Walling, Gilbert, Thompson, Vickery, Perry, Bonkowski up to P8 now. 9th is Corey Henry, and rounding out the top 10 is Carlton Hendry there, who's just being chased down by Hunter King, who's made up a couple of positions there. Hunter King going to move it to the inside of the 21. As Carlton Hendry takes a very high line going for turns 3 and 4. Hunter King now up into the top 10. As they're all getting bunched up at the front there. Just noticed that as they came across the line. Mark Arthur now under pressure from 2 sides, as there is Cody Walling right behind him. Ryan Hughes again all wrong through 1 and 2, and on the outside goes Kyle Gilbert, taking away that 3rd place from Hughes, as Doug Thompson is now working on the back of the 38 machine. Tyler Vickery back there just minding his own business, just want to stay back out of it and see what happens between these 5, as these 5 are getting really chippy at the front, especially between Walling and Gilbert. Those are 2 teammates actually, so they'll be looking to work together on this early running of the race, as it doesn't look that way actually. They're still side by side as they go through 1 and 2, and they're actually going to try and put a move on Mark Arthur as they come out of turn 2. Almost in the wall there for Walling. So this is your closest battle at the front. Mark Arthur still in the lead there, but only just, as Cody Walling really looks up for this and really wants to make a pass on that number 12 Marines machine. Into turn 1 they go. On lap 40 out of 100, and there goes Cody Walling to the outside of Mark Arthur. Can he make the move stick and get the power move done on the outside to go down to the backstretch? As it looks like someone was in the wall back there. I couldn't see who that was. As Cody Walling's still trying to take that position away from Arthur. Arthur still trying to keep it wound up as they go to the middle of the line. Walling's going to get pushed to the very high line, as Arthur's going to take this lap by the looks of it, or is he? Very close as they cross the line. Gave that lap to Cody Walling. 33 thousandths of a second between the top 2 as they cross the line. Still side by side as they come out of 2. Kyle Gilbert there trying to give Walling a push and see if he can get him around him. As there goes Walling now, to the point now, he's got the clear. Here comes Kyle Gilbert to the outside of Arthur now. Not going to make a stick this time as they come out of 4 and towards the line. But Cody Walling here going to lead the lap there now. And he's well clear of the 12 as the 12 is still trying to fight off Kyle Gilbert. Kyle Gilbert going to make the power move on the outside as they go into turn 2. Gonna make it stick, and Kyle Gilbert up to 2nd place now. Mark Arthur falling back to 3rd now. Doesn't want to fall back too far as he's got Doug Thompson and Ryan Hughes right behind him. But Arthur now gonna try the move on the inside as they go into turn 3. And makes the move stick, so Mark Arthur back up to 2nd place. Managing to find some speed on that inside line going through 3 and 4. So Mark, give that one to Mark Arthur. Question is, Kyle Gilbert going to make another move on the 12 of on the number 12? As we're on lap 43 of 100, let's go back to Ryan Hughes there, who's working on the inside of Doug Thompson. Everybody getting spread out again now. As they're still kind of side by side. They are side by side as they come through turn 4 now. Onto the inside. Ryan Hughes got the nose out in front as they cross the line. Give that position to Ryan Hughes as they go towards turn 1. Hughes is going to move up into the 4th spot. Doug Thompson dropping back to 5th place. Let's go back to 6th place. Tex Perry is under pressure from a lap car. That is Rodney German, who's a lap down. German trying to get his lap back the hard way as he is fighting that number 85 machine very hard here tonight. Go back to the Carlton Hendry. Not sure what's going on between those guys. As it looks like they're making their way around Marshall Newton there. Yes, they are. There goes James Bunce getting position away there. If he was still on the lead lap, he'd be right up there with these guys. As the caution is out. And that's Josh Bunkowski. Oh, what a disaster there for the 93. Let's see what happened to him there. He's running very slowly. Did he blow an engine? So back a bit further than that. He's got Marshall Newton just ahead of him. And I did think something happened, so I wasn't sure what it was. As Bunkowski hit the outside wall going through turn 2, that slowed him down. Scrubbed off a lot of speed. Did anybody hit him? Here comes Falcons as no! Oh! Bunkowski! Bit of netcode there, it looks like. The car just snapped right into the wall. And Bunkowski is going to be behind the wall at this point, as that is going to be the end of his race, unfortunately. Heartbreak there for the 93 as his night is already over. Everybody taking it down pit road now. Let's see what happens here on this pit stop. Who's going to win the race off pit road? That is the question. Looks like Mark Arthur's going to win that race off pit road. Gilbert off 2nd. Hughes off 3rd. Biggest loser there. Cody Walling off 4th. Wow. Okay, interesting pit stop there. Cody Walling, the biggest loser in that pit stop there. He drops from 1st to 4th. Doug Thompson coming out 5th there. Mark Arthur winning the race off pit road. Hunter King missing his stall completely as he's not registered with a pit time, so he might have to come down again. Rodney German only taking fuel. Interesting strategy there for the 69. As there is our leader, Mr. Mark Arthur. Just behind James Bunce, Verlis Falcons, and it looks like Troy Patterson is there too, as they all take it down pit side. That's going to leave Mark Arthur back to the front again. As I'm going to speak to someone. Who should I speak to? I'm going to speak to Tyler Vickery because I know he doesn't want to be disturbed. Not many people in TeamSpeak tonight, I will say. As we're waiting for the lights to go off on the pace car one more time. Making the way through turns 3 and 4. So Mark Arthur, your leader, Carl Vincent, Gilbert second. Ryan Hughes a third. Doug Thompson fourth. Tex Perry up to the top 5 again, so good run for him. Corey Henry sitting in 6th. Tyler Vickery 7th. Hunter King 8th. Carlton Hendry 9th. Marshall Newton 10th. I'm going to give you a rundown of our retirements here tonight. Joshua Bunkowski, after that terrible hit he had just then, putting his car behind the wall just now. Tim Pruitt and Spencer Preet, the other 2 retirements from tonight's race. So, unfortunate for those guys. And Mike Tipton did actually take the green. He has got laps registered for the race. So, everybody did take the green. All 21 drivers. So, interesting to see there. A couple of drivers taking a start and park. As the 2x2 once again here at Michigan. Bear with me, guys, just watching the chat as they go into turns 3 and 4. And we're going to get him going in just a second. As there they go in turn 4. Going to wait for the pace car to make that hard left turn once again. As we are going to get him going on lap 49 of 100. And away we go. Lap 49 is underway as Mark Arthur gets him going one more time. Good start by everybody, it seems, as they go into turn 1. As it looks like Ryan Hughes is working on the inside of... trying to work on the inside of Carl Vincent Gilbert. But Doug Thompson working on the outside of him. Everybody all bunched up together. This is why the cautions come out, because they all get bunched up together. And unfortunately, some mistakes usually are made. It's not a detriment against them. It's just the way the cars run on the early running of this race. It's, Corey Henry there up to P5. He's ahead of Hunter King there in 6th. Tex Perry losing a couple of spots on that restart as he was struggling to get going. Tyler Vickery just behind him there in 8th place. As the battle for the lead is really hotting up now, and Mark Arthur under pressure from Carl Gilbert. Carl Gilbert going to try and move to the inside line on the 12 there as they go towards turn 3. What is going to happen here as they go into the corner right now? Carl Gilbert with the power move. Still side by side as they go through the 3 and 4 complex. As Doug Thompson almost loses the back end going through turn 3. Has to back out of it. He's not going to be able to keep up the speed there as he's already lost the position to Corey Henry and is under pressure now from Hunter King. And Hunter King makes the move on the outside. Meanwhile, the battle for the lead is definitely hotting up. Carl Gilbert now to the point. Ryan Hughes is going to work on the outside of Mark Arthur there. Really going to try and get the position away from him as he gets a bit of a slide there going into turn 3. Watch for Corey Henry as he's right there. He's going to try and work on the inside line of Huser now after Huser had the horrible slide into turn 3. So that's going to work into Henry's favour. Or is it, as he slots right back in behind the number 38. And Corey Henry got a bit of damage on the rear end of that Taco Bell machine. Go through turns 1 and 2 one more time. Kyle Gilbert's still your leader, but they're all bunched up now as it looks like Arthur is in trouble here. Mark Arthur going to lose a position, or is he? Side by side as he crosses the line. Give that one to Huser, but he's got Huser and Corey Henry to his inside. There goes Huser to the inside into second place, but can Corey Henry make the move as well? Take advantage of that. As there goes Henry now. He's going to try the outside line to get that position back, and he does. Great move there by the 12. So Arthur back up to second place now. And we're on lap 54 of 100. We're getting closer to the end of stage 2. Carl Gilbert got up to a 6/10 of a second lead over Mark Arthur. So Arthur really has to put the hammer down if he wants to get this stage win. But as it stands right now, it is in control of the 227 as he comes to complete another lap. And we're on lap 55 now of 100. We're past halfway. Let's go back to Tex Perry there as he's dropped another position there to Marshall Newton. He's down to P10 now. Restarted in P5, lost 5 positions, so I'm wondering if he's saving a bit of fuel and tyres as Tex Perry almost gets it to the wall again. Carlton Hendry fighting with Ronnie German as he is trying to get... As Ronnie German actually back on the lead lap as well. I forgot to mention that. He is up there in P11 fighting, well, trying to close down on Tex Perry, but not able to do so far. Daniel Illich there in the number 96 machine. He is 2 laps down right now. He's actually fighting with James Bunce. James Bunce is still 21 laps down in the number 22 Miller machine, but not doing all too badly. Still got a fully working car even after that incident with involving Tyler Vickery earlier on lap 1 of all laps. But still there, running strong. He's in 18th place. I'm just picking off the retirements ahead of him. So if any more people fall here tonight, he could find himself in the top 15 at this rate. Meanwhile, back at the front, let's go to Doug Thompson, who's there under pressure from Cody Walling. Cody Walling really wants to get back up the field. He was leading up until that last caution, but missed out on the pit stops. As Walling going to try and move to the inside now. Almost banging doors there as they come out of turn 4 towards the line. Walling's going to have more speed as they go towards the line, it looks like. But wow, they were very close going across the line. Walling still working on the inside of Doug Thompson as they come out of turn 2. As there he goes, he gets the position away from Thompson. Hunter King not far behind either. He's right there in P6. Ryan Huser gets turned by Tyler Vickery. What was that about? Oh my goodness me. Let's go back and watch that. That's going to bring out caution number 4. That's going to end the stage as well. As we're watching Huser and Vickery. Vickery just carrying too much speed in, going into turn 3. Gets into the back of Huser and spins him around. That's going to bring out caution number 4. I think Tyler Vickery's got a bit of apologising to do there to the number 38. But no harm, no foul. I know Tyler. I know what Tyler's like. Tyler's a very polite person. He will be probably one of the most apologetic people out there right now, and saying sorry to Ryan Huser. As we are under caution, stage 2 is in the books right now. As we are going to go to our stage results. Carl Gilbert coming home with the stage win. Ah, that might be why. Mark Arthur coming home 2nd, Corey Henry 3rd, Cody Walling 4th, Doug Thompson 5th, Hunter King 6th, 7th was Marshall Newton 8th, Tex Perry 9th, Rodney German, and the last point in 10th place goes to Carlton Hendry. So, interesting development there, bringing out the caution and ending stage 2. That's why they're making the pit stop. Let's go side by side once more. And bring you some words from our, well, the guys that run this show, iRacing. As we are back here at Michigan. Hope you enjoyed the adverts there as much as I did. A new feature we're just introducing here at Bofa Broadcasting. We call it Bofa Side by Side. And, well, I like it anyway. Mark Arthur currently your leader. Hunter King staying out as with him. Marshall Newton in 3rd. Tyler Vickery 4th, involved in that incident that brought out caution number 4 and ended stage 2. Marcus McFadden is in 5th. Carl Gilbert is in 6th. The first car to take it down pit road. So he's going to be on fresher tyres as they're going 2x2 once again. To begin stage 3, the final stage of the night. So watch for fireworks to go off there as Carl Vincent Gilbert, the first driver to actually take a pit side, so he's going to be on the freshest tyres. Cody Walling went with him. Corey Henry there in 8th. 9th is Tex Perry. Doug Thompson in 10th. Thompson struggling near the end of that stage there, as he was falling backwards slightly. Same for Tex Perry. He restarted 5th on that last restart, and he is down in 10th place as well. Stage 3 is about to get underway here at Michigan. Hunter King actually starting, no, Hunter King starting on the front row here for the restart at stage 3 as they make their way into the 3-4 complex once again to begin stage 3. Waiting for the pace car again to make that hard left turn into the pit road as the field will be in control. In the control of Mark Arthur once again as we're going to get them going once again, and away we go. Stage 3 is underway. Hunter King burning up the tyres there on the restart. Watch for Gilbert and Walling to really start making their way through the field now, as they're all getting bunched up going into turn 1. Gilbert going to try and make it 3 wide as they go into turn 1 and 2. Power move here by the 227. Going to move to the inside of Hunter King as well. So that's the difference between old tyres and fresh tyres, as is now him and his teammate Cody Walling really going to try and chase down the 12 of Mark Arthur now. Might have been a bad decision to stay out on old tyres here as they go through turn 3. Carl Gilbert, the power move on the outside there of Mark Arthur. There goes Walling as well. There goes Corey Henry, and Mark Arthur in serious trouble here as they cross the line to complete lap 63. All of the drivers that were on older tyres falling backwards very rapidly. There's Mark Arthur really struggling now on 18 lap old tyres. There goes Doug Thompson to the outside. Next one will be Ryan Huser to the outside as well. There he goes. Huge implications here for Mark Arthur as he's just falling backwards, barreling backwards and backwards. Hunter King falling backwards too. Tyler Vickery going to be falling backwards as well, as he's got a bit of a connection issue there. Marshall Newton, another one falling backwards. Marcus McFadden, the last car that's on old tyres, he's falling backwards. So big mistake there, I'm guessing, by a lot of the drivers, as Carl Gilbert is running away at the front, and Corey Henry somehow, somewhere, has managed to get past Cody Walling, is now up into second place. A great position for the 126 to be in. Cody Walling there in third place. Tex Perry, great position for him to be in. He was in 10th on the restart. He's already up to P4, so great restart for the driver of the number 85. Doug Thompson there is rounding out the top 5. There's Ryan Huser starting to close down on the number 13 machine. And Mark Arthur got more problems than he thought, actually, because he's actually falling behind another car that was on older tyres. That's Hunter King. Mark Arthur about to get overtaken by Carlton Hendry now. And there goes Hendry. Vickery is going to be there too. James Bunt is going to make a move on the inside, as he's going to be he's up for a fight right now, even though he's several laps down. Back at the front now, Carl Gilbert is under pressure from Corey Henry now. Corey Henry found some speed in that 126. Really chasing down the 227 right now as they make their way down the back stretch on lap 67 of 100. We've had 4 cautions here tonight, but very entertaining races. Here comes Corey Henry, going to look to the inside of Gilbert. Gilbert slams the door in his face as they go towards turn 1. So that's your top 3 right there. It's going to be Gilbert, Henry and Walling, top 3, and they're 2 seconds to the good over Doug Thompson, has actually found his way past Tex Perry there. He's dropped to 5th place and is under pressure from Ryan Huser now. Hughes was involved in that incident that brought out caution number 4 with Tyler Vickery. Rodney German rebounding up to 7th place. Good run for him so far. He dropped down a lap at one point and now is back up there in P7. Carlton Hendry having a good run too, but is fighting against Hunter King. Hunter King on older tyres, remember. But there goes the number 1 to the outside of the 21, and Hunter King is back up to 8th place now after falling back initially. Carlton Hendry's got other ideas, however. He's going to cross him over and try and get down to the bottom line as they go down towards the backstretch. He's going to have some more speed on those newer tyres as they go into turn 3, or is he? Because Hunter King keeping it wound up on the high side there. Side by side as they go through 3. Through 4, Hunter King just has nothing for him, and Hendry just breezes on by up into 8th place. James Bunce is going to try and get a position, well, not a position, but get a track position back off him. Velis Falcons is right behind him as well in the number 06. Just ahead of Mark Arthur, who is going to try and make a power move to the inside of Falcons. Falcons is 2 laps down, let's not forget. So, but he's on fresher tyres, so who knows. Back at the front, however, there's still a battle here as Walling has now moved back up to 2nd place, and this battle is ongoing between the top 3 here. Gilbert, your leader, Walling 2nd, Corey Henry is in 3rd, but still challenging to try and get the position back ever closer as they go into turn 1. Almost a touch there between the 126 and the 00. The drivers that are on the older tyres, Hunter King, Mark Arthur and Tyler Vickery, all together there on the backstretch, all hoping for a caution to come out as Arthur trying to dive bomb it to the inside again on Falcons. Not going to make it work again, as obviously Falcons is on the fresher tyres again. There goes Falcons back ahead of him. With Carl Gilbert and Cody Walling at the front, still working together. Walling going to move to the inside of his teammate. He's going to try and take the lead away. His teammates touch. They touched and going for turn 4. That's going to let Corey Henry back in, as he's going to try and take a 3 wide. No, he's not. Good moves there by Cody Walling to try and fend off the 126 as they go towards turn 1. Give that lap to Cody Walling as Carl Gilbert is now down to 2nd place. There was contact between the 00 and the 227. Not what you want to see between teammates. As it looks like Gilbert's going to try and make a move on Walling now as they go towards turn 3. And there they go. There goes Gilbert to the inside of the 00. He's going to retake the lead here at Michigan. Gilbert playing one side off against the other as they defended from both Walling and Henry. Good battling here for the lead. Henry just can't seem to find a way past either of these Rebellion Racing machines. As there he goes to the outside of the 227. Still can't make it stick there. Unable to get the position away. The two Rebellion cars really working together right now, despite that little bit of contact they had a couple of laps ago. Completing lap 74, we only have a quarter of the race remaining, as we're on lap 75 now. As that was Marcus McFadden making his way out of pit road just as they were going by. So I'm wondering if the, Tyler Vickery is a lap down, Mark Arthur is a lap down. These guys have had to make pit stops because they knew that caution was not going to come out, so they had to bring it pit side as Mark Arthur brings it out just in front of Tyler Vickery there, who's closing down on James Bunce. As to the inside of James Bunce goes Vickery. And now he's just going to chase down Mark Arthur. Mark Arthur, remember, is on fresher tyres. And everybody else is going to bring him down pit road as well. I'm guessing we've got to see green flag pit stops again. As Cody Walling, without me seeing it, has got up to the lead again. And has stretched it out to a 3/10 of a second. Gilbert, meanwhile, is under pressure from the 126 of Corey Henry. Henry going to dive bomb it to the inside. They're going to be side by side as they come out of 4. Watch Hunter King, though. He's going to try and make a move. And the 3 wide are going towards the line. Hunter King trying to get his lap back the hard way. As there goes King. Gets past him. Is that going to help Corey Henry to the inside of Gilbert? No, it's not going to help him. As he slots back in behind him in 3rd place. Meanwhile, Doug Thompson back there all on his own there in 4th place with Tex Perry about 1.2 seconds behind him. Still under a slight bit of pressure from Ryan Hughes there in 6th place. Rodney German back there all on his own. But they've got he's got hard charging cars behind him, as that's Mark Arthur. On fresh tyres. And if the caution comes out now, it's going to be a disaster for the 12, as he's going to be caught a lap down. And I do believe he might have to make another pit stop here, as he stayed out on those older tyres on that last restart, which forced him to pretty much the back of the field. Tyler Vickery there in 11th place. Having a little battle there with Carlton Hendry. Actually got a lap back off Hendry, so good moves there by the number 24 to get back up there. Got a bit of damage on the front end of his machine. Not sure what happened there. As he's closing up on Daniel Illich. To the inside of the 96 he goes, and just makes it look that easy. As he gets a lap, well, he doesn't get a lap back. Puts him another lap down. Back to the battle for second as Corey Henry finally gets it. Finally moves up to second ahead of Kyle Gilbert. Great move there by the 126. Finally getting up to second place, but Gilbert's not going to give up that easily. He's going to try and dive bomb it to the inside, sliding around turn 4. And now can Corey Henry finally get away from the 227 and close in on the 00 of Cody Walling, who's 1.1 seconds up the road from these two. Got Rodney German in pit road right now. Green flag pit stops are underway now. Carlton Hendry in pit road as well. There you see the 21 bringing it down pit side. Rodney German there now, just hitting his box. There he is. Verlis Falcons in pit road too. As they're all in pit side now. Looks like somebody else bringing it down. That is going to be Kyle Gilbert in pit road. And Doug Thompson and Ryan Hughes there. So Kyle Gilbert, one of the top three, first of the top 3 to blink. There goes Tyler Vickery on track right now. There goes Gilbert right now as he makes his way into his pit box. There goes Thompson. There goes Hughes. Those three actually making it into the boxes very nicely. Corey Henry staying out there in the lead. Cody Walling in pit road now. That's going to help Corey Henry to hopefully get a decent laps in before he makes his pit stop. Hopefully that might help him get out in front of people when he does eventually pit, but not sure if it's going to help him. Well, we'll find out once he makes his pit stop. As Henry comes down the backstretch, he's actually lapped Kyle Gilbert. So this is what happens during the pit stops. A lot of people get lapped on the during the pit stops. Cody Walling finally up to speed as there goes Kyle Gilbert to the outside as Corey Henry to pit road right now. Tex Perry is going to stay out. Tyler Vickery back there is the second car a lap down behind Rodney German. Having a good run here tonight. Corey Henry still in his box. We're going to watch for Kyle Gilbert there as he makes his way through turn 3 and 4. Just past Cody Walling. So going to be a significant move there for the 227. Watch for Corey Henry. Still in his box. He's going to get passed by the 2 Rebellion drivers. He's not going to get out in time. There he goes, and there go Gilbert and Walling. As now Perry brings it down pit road. Question is, how much is his pit stop going to hamper him, because he was down for a long time as he finally gets it into his box. Kyle Gilbert there coming across the line, and he's going to take away the lead. So this battle for the win is going to be between 2 teammates by the looks of things, as with now 16 laps to go. 17 laps to go. I've been wrong before, guys. As with 17 laps to go, one final time, we're going to take it side by side with one more. Well, we're going to take it side by side one more time, and we'll be back in just a second. As we are back during the break, we just saw that there. Cody Walling moving to the front of the field, as now Walling leads this race ahead of his teammate Kyle Gilbert. So Cody Walling leading this thing. Doug Thompson up to 3rd place now. He's actually managed to pass Corey Henry through the pit stops. So very, very good move there by the 13. He's going to try and stay there in that 3rd spot. But Corey Henry on the fresher tyres of the 2. Ryan Hughes are right there rounding out the top 5. Mark Arthur on much older tyres. He's on 12 laps on his tyres right now. Not sure how long he can make it last, as he's occupying the 6th spot right now, all on his own. There's Tex Perry. But let's go back to Rodney German, who's having a nice little battle. It's the battle of the purple cars as they go across the line there. Into turn 1, Tyler Vickery putting him under increasing pressure there for that 8th spot. There goes Troy Patterson coming out of pit road. Vickery on older tyres though. This could be a problem here for the 24. As he's going to get a power run coming out of turn 2. Is he going to try and make the move on him as they go towards turn 3? As we're seeing Jordan Barry in the chat right now. Thanks, Jordan, for the kind words. Spencer Preet in the chat. What happened to you, Spencer? I was hoping you'd be back out there battling for the win, but we'll find out later. As we're still watching this battle between Tyler Vickery and Rodney German, Cody Walling and Carl Vincent Gilbert. That's petered out slightly between those two. Let's go back to Corey Henry, who's got past Doug Thompson again. He's back up to 3rd place. A good position for him to be in. Remember, guys, if you're watching the streams on YouTube, then if you like what you're seeing, then give us a like. If you want to see more, then hit the subscribe button and tap that little bell to be notified when we are live. Again, if you're watching on Facebook, then hit the like button. And if you like what you see and want to see more, and if you want to find out more information of what we're up to on Facebook, then hit the like button on the Facebook page. We are both a broadcasting company on Facebook. Let's go back to the leaders there. Well, leader, because Cody Walling has just checked out from his teammate Carl Gilbert. Cody Walling really up for this as he's coming towards 10 laps to go as he comes out of turn 2. So back to the battle between Rodney German and Tyler Vickery. Still very close between the 69 and the 24. Tyler Vickery really trying to work on the outside of German, and there he goes. Trying to make the power move on the outside. They're side by side as they come out of turn 2. Can Tyler Vickery on those older tyres, let's not forget, really try and get the position away, and he does. Great move there by Vickery as they go into turn 3. Tyler Vickery now up to P8. But here comes German again, back to the inside of the 24 as they're going to be side by side again, coming out of turn 4 towards the line. Who's going to get this lap? That's going to be going to Vickery. Vickery seems to have a lot more speed in the early part of the lap, but in the latter part of the lap through turns 3 and 4 seems to struggle slightly as then they come out of turn 2. Tyler Vickery moving back ahead of German again up into P8. So back and forth between the 24 and the 69. Looks to be slightly petering out now as German decided to back out of it. Tyler Vickery 2.6 seconds down the road from Mark Arthur. We're 9 laps to go. Going to be 8 laps to go now, I think. No, we're 9 laps to go. Still 9 laps to go. Go back to Corey Henry there, who's just going around Hunter King. And you can hear the tyres just screaming out for help as they're going around the corners. They're already quite a few laps on those tyres and already able to like burn the goodie off them. As there's Ryan Hughes there battling out with Doug Thompson. Hughes are now past Thompson. So Thompson's struggling on the long run there. Not doing so well now, but he is occupying that last spot in the top 5. He's 3.5 seconds to the good over Tex Perry, who's currently in 6th. Mark Arthur is turning off the engine for the corners. He is trying to save fuel, and he's being caught by Tyler Vickery as he comes out of turn 2. You can see Vickery there at the back of his shot. Vickery smells blood in the water, and he thinks he can get up to the back of Mark Arthur now in the latter part of this race. 1.2 seconds the gap now between the 12 and the 24. As Vickery's bringing it pit side. 6 laps to go. Well, coming to 6 laps to go. He's had to bring it pit side. He's got not enough fuel to make it to the end. And that's a disaster there for the 24th. That's going to drop him out of the top 10. And maybe you're going to lose a lap out of this. As Cody Walling coming across the line now. Yes, he's definitely going to lose a lap as there goes Walling. 7 laps to go here at Michigan. And since Cody Walling made that pass on his teammate, he's definitely not been able to be stopped here as he's already 3 seconds to the good over the 227. Great run here by Cody Walling, especially after the disappointment he had at Pocono last week, being taken out near the end of the race, but really making amends for that tonight. Really putting the hammer down and really showing these guys what he's made of as he's got a nice, huge lead there. Coming out of turn 4, and it's going to be 5 laps to go here at Michigan. I keep wanting to say Texas, I'm not sure why. Texas is a smaller track. And not really any battles to speak of right now. Tyler Vickery, as I already mentioned, dropping out of the top 10 then after making his pit stop. He is 25 seconds behind Marshall Newton, so not going to get into the top 10. But if the way things go as they are, it looks like Tyler Vickery is going to get his first race finish of the season. So great to see him there, finally getting that unlucky retirement spell off his back. I know how that feels, Tyler. So I can empathise there. Down the backstretch there, 4 laps to go now. Cody Walling is in control of this race. And if the wheels, unless the wheels fall off it or if he runs out of fuel, this race right now is Cody Walling's to lose. As right at the back of the straight there is Kyle Gilbert, with Corey Henry starting to close him in now. So Corey Henry also smelling blood in the water as he fancies a shot at second place right now. As Marshall Newton brings it down pit side. Yeah, like I said, Corey Henry now got the gap down between him and Gilbert down to under a second. And I'm sensing we're going to have a last minute battle here between the 227 and the 126. As we're 3 laps to go now here at Michigan. Absolutely fantastic race we've seen here tonight between all of these guys. Unfortunate for some, but great for others, as we've had probably one of the cleanest races we've seen all season here at Major League eSports. Corey Henry still trying to close that gap. We've got 2 laps to go. The popsicle sticks are out. I'm not sure if he's got enough time to get up to the back of the 227, but he's giving it a good go. As the gap's still holding at 0.8 of a second, so Corey Henry looks like he's going to be missing out on top 2. He's going to come up short here in the last runnings of the race, as there comes Cody Walling to complete the penultimate lap, and the white flag is out right now. Cody Walling has to only turn one more lap here, and he gets his first race win of the season. Cody Walling been running strong all night long and really paying off here tonight. Really putting the fight to everybody else and powering his way to the front as he's going to make his way around the outside of pole sitter Mark Arthur. Arthur making the wrong tyre call, unfortunately, and really putting pay to his race. As there goes Cody Walling through turn 3, through turn 4, out of turn 4 now, right behind Carlton Hendry. Cody Walling comes towards the line and wins at Michigan International Speedway. Second place is going to be Kyle Gilbert. Third place is going to be Corey Henry. Fourth place is Ryan Huser. Rounding out the top 5 is Doug Thompson. 6th is Tex Perry. 7th is going to be Rodney German. 8th is going to be Carlton Hendry. 9th is going to be Mark Arthur after all that. And rounding out the top 10, a great finish there for Tyler Vickery. He's going to come out and he's going to finish in the top 10 spot. Great, finally getting the monkey off his back there in the 24. So great finish there for Tyler Vickery. But the night belongs to Cody Walling as he is on his victory lap right now. Everybody giving him a congratulatory tap as he makes his way towards the start finish line to start his celebratory burnout. As that is Cody Walling, our race winner. We're going to get to some interviews underway right now, starting with our third place finisher, Mr. Or maybe not, because he's not in TeamSpeak, so that is going to be a pain in the backside. Corey Henry not in TeamSpeak, so we're not going to be able to speak to him. Let's go to our second place finisher, Mr. Kyle Gilbert. And he's with me right now. Kyle, you had a strong race throughout the night, but ultimately losing out to your teammate. How was it out there?
It was a pretty good car. He found something that I didn't figure out, and he was able to pull away from me and get around me there.
Yeah, and definitely a strong run there for Cody and bringing home his first win of the season. You were strong yourself. I mean, taking advantage of the fact that previous race leader Mark Arthur making a huge mistake with the tire strategy, and yeah, getting a 1-2 here for Rebellion Racing. Really gonna be good for you guys moving forward in the season, right?
Yeah, it's awesome. I'm really happy for him. Yeah, Mark, he was trying to get stage points there, and then he was praying for a caution. It didn't happen, so he was just riding around trying to make up everything he could, and then I was just trying all I could there before I kept getting in the wall to find something to get around Cody, but he was faster there. Happy for him.
Absolutely, and I'm sure everybody else is happy for him. That's everybody was giving him those congratulatory bumps on his slowdown lap. Seemed to be struggling near the end part of the race there, Kyle. It seemed like Corey was starting to close in on you. Were the tyres starting to drop off near the end of the race there?
No, not really. The tires were fine. It's just I got into the wall a couple times there in that last run. Pushing it, trying to keep up with Cody.
All right, that's fair enough. Well, congratulations on the second place there, Kyle. Looking ahead to next week, I believe we're at Sonoma, are we? No. I believe we're at Sonoma. First road course of the season. What are your thoughts going into that?
I've just got to keep the car on the track. That's what I struggle with at road courses. I did some practice. I didn't practice in this car, but I've been doing more road racing, trying to practice for it. I just got to keep the car on the track, and I'm sure Elliot will show up and he'll whoop all of us.
Yeah, I've heard Elliot is a bit of a alien on the road courses, so it'd be interesting to see him next week. Well, Kyle, congratulations again. Has anybody you'd like to thank for tonight's second place?
Just Tex for running this league, and you for broadcasting, and Cody for running with me here. And I want to congrats him again, if I can speak.
Okay, Kyle. Well, congratulations again, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you.
That was our second place finisher, Kyle Gilbert. As I'm going to bring in our third place finisher, Corey Henry, as he's just entered into TeamSpeak. Corey, you tried to close down Kyle near the end of the race. Just wasn't close enough near the end, but I'm sure you're going to be happy with third place tonight, right? Hello, Corey. Okay, unfortunately we don't have Corey Henry with us on the microphone right now, so let's go ahead and speak to the man of the moment. That is Mr. Cody Walling. Cody really found something near the end of the race there and really walked away with it in the end. Very happy that the strategy paid off there.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, you definitely came home with your first win of the season, pointing your way into the chase. That 0-0 seemed really hooked up tonight. What was different in the car compared to between yours and Kyle? Because obviously you share different setups, and you seem to have found something more in that car compared to the 227.
It was the exact same setup going into the race. And Kyle had a lot more experience on the track, but the more I ran, the more in tune with the track I got, and I really found my marks. And I just made sure I hit him every lap. And then a couple mid-race adjustments helped me out a lot too. I loosened the car up, and right before that, actually in the middle of that last run, I tightened it up just a smidge because it was real loose at the start of that last long run, so I cleaned that up, and started rotating beautifully.
Yeah, and you could see that near the end of the race, the way you were battling it out with Kyle Gilbert, well, your teammate Kyle, and with Corey Henry as well. Corey was giving you a run for your money for a while, but all of a sudden with like 15 to 10 laps to go, you just absolutely found something. You just rocketed away from those two guys and ultimately came home with the biggest prize of the night. Led 30 laps here tonight, so I think you led the most laps tonight. I'm not really sure, but definitely doing what you could to get that first win of the season here, Cody, and that's going to put you in to the chase. Well, looking ahead to next week, we go to Sonoma. What are your thoughts going to the road course there?
It's going to be a blast. I'm definitely going to have to put in some practice this week to get ready to run that track with these beasts. It's very different running a road course in a GT3 car versus these things. They're kind of pigs, is the best word to call them. But I'm definitely looking forward to the race, and hopefully it plays out well.
And I'm sure it will, as Rebellion Racing getting a 1-2 here tonight. And congratulations for getting your first win of the season, Cody. Is anybody you'd like to thank for that?
I want to thank Kyle and the rest of Rebellion Racing, getting the car really hooked up to start with. I want to thank Noise Entertainment. They sponsor me. They're a gaming page on Facebook, so if you're listening, go give them a like and check them out. And I want to thank God for giving me the ability to be able to run these races and have the fun with these guys. And I want to thank Tex as well for putting on the league and all the stress and whatnot that goes with running a league week in, week out.
Okay, Cody. Well, congratulations again on the win, and we will see you next time at Sonoma.
Thank you. Looking forward to it.
That was our race winner, Cody Walling. We're going to try again and speak to Corey Henry. Corey, have you got me now, sir?
Yeah, sorry about that.
No, you're fine. Coming home for a very creditable third place there. Really trying to chase down Carl Gilbert at the end, just coming up short there, but I'm pretty sure he's still happy with third, right?
Yeah, we were really surprised with how the car came on throughout the race. We made a few adjustments over the first two segments. And honestly, when we first took off, I thought it was maybe a top 5 car. And it just had to work out to where pit strategy was in my favor. And we took off after the second stage, and we were able to keep up with all the cars up front. We were able to run with Cody and Kyle and Mark. And really got to thank Spencer Preet for working on the setup today, and Hunter sharing that with me and letting me come in here and have some fun. I'm only able to run this run MLE on a part-time basis, depending on schedule things and whatnot on Saturday. But really happy with third place. Would like to have got the win. We had a little bit of trouble, I think, getting out of pit road. I was really close on the yellow line coming out, and I didn't want to get that black flag with exiting pits. So we just took it easy and ended up costing us about 4.5 seconds. But yeah, real happy with third.
Yeah, I just noticed in the live chat on YouTube they're blowing up in support of you there, Corey. So very popular in third place there. Definitely keeping it wound up in the top 5. You were there for the whole night. And again, trying to close down Carl Gilbert, but those Rebellion cars definitely strong out there tonight. And I'm sure if you had a bit more speed in the car, you probably would have had something for them there. But definitely congratulations on your third place here tonight. What are your thoughts going next? You're going to be in the next race. We're at Sonoma. You going to be there, or you're going to take a week off for that one?
I'm hoping to make it for that race. I think some of the guys earlier were saying that we're off next week, and then it's Sonoma in 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's what I mean. The next race is Sonoma.
Yes, so hopefully we'll be here. I'll be out of town next weekend, but I should be back for Sonoma. We've been around iRacing for about 8 years now, and that's one of my favorite tracks. Don't really race road cars very much, but when it comes to the NASCAR cars, Watkins Glen and Sonoma is one of my better places to go. So it'll be really interesting to see how all the MLE guys are when we show up, and hopefully we'll have a hot ride and be able to come away with the win there.
You're going to find it very interesting when you go to the Roval later in the season anyway. The Charlotte Roval, that is. But anyway, again, congratulations on the third place, Corey. Is anybody you'd like to thank for that result?
Yeah, I got to thank first and foremost Spencer for providing the setup, and Hunter King sending that over. They want to give a big shout out to Hunter and Marshall and Daniel for running in with me in Discord. We were kind of going over pit strategies, what to do, and when we needed to pit. So shout out to those guys. Shout out to Travis Barron and Michael Cozy. They weren't able to make it tonight. want their name out there. And that should be it. We want to thank you there at both the broadcasting company for broadcasting the race. We can always go back and watch the highlights. So thank you.
Yeah, and it's definitely been enjoyable to broadcast. Watch you guys slugging it out for 100 laps here at Michigan. Well, congratulations one more time, Corey, for finishing on the podium, and we'll see you next time at Sonoma.
All right, we'll see you. Thank you.
Well, that is the interview for the top three. Corey Henry late to the show there in TeamSpeak, but definitely very good to speak to him there, even though he was the last one to speak to. Going to speak to our league owner, Tex Perry, and get his thoughts on it. Tex, Sam up in the booth. Have you got me, sir?
Yes, sir.
Tex, just want to get your thoughts on the race. It's been a very good one tonight. Yeah, just want to get your thoughts there. Getting the top 5 for yourself as well.
Honestly, I think that was probably one of the better races we've had throughout the whole season, actually. Very grateful that everybody was able to show up, and glad to see everybody. Glad to see a good run for Tyler, actually. Had a great car, just had a rough go there at the start, and was able to come back from it. Just rough on the fuel mileage there. Great to see Cody getting a win. It's nice to see one of our first season rookies actually getting up there and showing that they can battle with our regular guys.
Yeah, preventing his own teammate Carl Gilbert from getting a second win on the season there tonight. Corey Henry, another one that's another one of the rookies up there in the top 3. Just spoke to him. He seemed very happy with that podium finish as well.
It's great to see those guys actually getting up there and mixing it up. I'm glad that a lot of our guys that have been around seem to be taking these guys under their wings and working with them. And I'm really excited to see what these guys have for the rest of the season.
Well, I believe we're taking a week off next week. Am I right?
Yes, I do believe that we are off next week. The only race we will have is a non-broadcast race on Friday for our late model series at Iowa. And then we're back the following week on Saturday night at Sonoma. So,
yeah, give us your thoughts on going to the road course there. It's going to be the first road course race of the season. And what are your thoughts with taking the K&N car there? Because I don't think you've raced there with the K&N yet.
We have not. Sonoma is actually, personally, it's not one of my better tracks. I can get around it. The main thing from what what road racing I have done is race the track and not race the competitors. Just do what you got to do to stay on the track more than anything.
Absolutely. It's definitely going to be interesting to see how these cars handle around there and everybody else will handle around there. But anyway, Tex, any shout outs you want to give before I hand you back to the guys in the chat?
Actually, I do have one announcement, Sam.
Yeah.
As a driver, this will probably be my last full season running with MLE. I'm going to try to kind of step back into the shadows. I may run a couple races here and there next season, but this will probably be my last full season. I'm going to do everything I can to try to give these guys a run for the championship. But other than that, yeah, I'm just going to kind of step back. I've got a couple guys that I've talked to try to step up and take my spot. But yeah, I think I'm going to back off a little bit and try to do some stuff for myself.
So you heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Tex Perry announcing that he's retiring from full-time competition at the end of this season. Well, Tex, it's going to be heartbreaking to see you leave the fray and step back into the administrative role, but definitely going to have some fun memories of seeing you out there on track.
Oh, we'll be back. We just won't be full-time. We'll probably run 2 or 3 races next season, a few choice races, probably run Daytona, Talladega, a couple races like that, just to try to keep these guys on their toes.
Well, Tex, sad to hear about that, but also excited to learn about your future endeavours for next season. Well, Tex, we're going to hand you back to the rest of the guys in the chat, and yeah, we'll see you in a couple of weeks in Sonoma.
All right, Sam, I appreciate it. Love what you do, man. Keep it up.
Thank you very much. as that was Tex Perry, our league owner, deciding to step back from running in full-time competition for next season. Definitely gonna be a bit of a heartbreak, but a well-earned break here for Tex Perry, as he is going to fall back into the shadows, and as he put it, and let's hope he enjoys semi-retirement from full-time competition. Well, that's going to do it for the race there. Let's go through tonight's result as we come to the close of the program. Cody Walling coming home with a dominant win in the end there, finishing on at the front end with the win. Carl Gilbert second, Corey Henry a very popular third place, Ryan Hughes coming home for fourth, Doug Thompson coming home for fifth, Tex Perry sixth, seventh is Rodney German, eighth Carlton Hendry, ninth in the end was Mark Arthur after unfortunately picking the wrong tyre strategy. Unfortunate there for the number 12 after starting on pole here tonight. Tyler Vickery finally getting his first finish and finally finishing in the top 10. Great result there for the number 24 machine. He will be happy with that result. In 11th place is Troy Patterson, 1 lap down. Marshall Newton was 12th. 13th Hunter King, 14th was Daniel Illich, 15th was Verlis Felkins, 16th was Marcus McFadden, 17th in the end was James Bunce, still running but 23 laps down, so keeping in it and getting as many points as possible. So good on James Bunce there for doing what he did. Joshua Bonkowski, the first car out of the race, had that huge hit midway through, which ended his race. Tim Pruitt putting his car behind the wall due to unknown circumstances. Spencer Breet doing a start and park, and Mike Tipton not taking the green here tonight. And that was the roundup of our 21 drivers here tonight. Well, that is going to do it here tonight for us at both for broadcasting and for the race here at I will get it eventually, Michigan International Speedway. There we go. As I'm going to get out of here and enjoy the rest of what I can of the day, the night. As that is going to be it for us here at Michigan, as I've already mentioned. Just want to go through our schedule for the next few days. Tomorrow we have a surprise new broadcast. We are going to Texas, the Lone Star State, with the Indy Elite Series in the IR18s. That is going to be one to look forward to. That broadcast will be kicking off just before 9 PM Eastern Time. Look forward to that one. Then Monday we are back with both Fan Choice, and we will have the MD Designs Wing Sprint Series on the asphalt, joined by the Paskey's Cardiac Truck Series. Tuesday we're off. Wednesday we're back with Top Fuel Racing at Mategi. Thursday we are off. Friday we are at Iowa with the Go Fast Racing League. Next Saturday we're off with Major League Esports, and that's going to do it for the next week. All that's left for me to say here tonight is keep it clean, keep it green. Congratulations to Cody Walling for getting his first win of the season, and to the rest of the top three: Carl Gilbert coming home second, Corey Henry coming home third. We will see you tomorrow night from Texas with the Indy Elite Series.